Hi guys, Kaiser here, and welcome back to Age of Empires 3 as we watch some high-level Age of Empires 3. We have in the blue Marinelord, who is a name that I recognize going back to the most recent Red Bull Wololo. He competed in, I believe it was the Age of Empires 4 half of the tournament. And this guy has been a pro RTS gamer for a while now. It gets his name from StarCraft 2, if I'm not mistaken. And high level. And his opponent, whose name I don't recognize as much, but also a very high-level AOE player, Everlong in the red. We have Marinelord in the blue playing as Japan versus Everlong in the red playing as China. So this is an Asian matchup. And both these players are around about 1900 ELO on the ladder. So it doesn't get much higher than that. Let's go ahead and dive in. This is a live cast. I have no idea how this game is going to pan out. It should be a lot of fun. We are on the Fertile Crescent. We see two trade routes cutting through the middle of the map here. Two in the north, two in the south. As well as a Sufi mosque on both sides. Let's take a look at that native camp real quick. The Kizilbash is the unique unit there. Good against infantry. Interesting. A cavalry unit particularly good against infantry. I say lance and bow, so I don't know if that's... Is it primarily a lance and the bow is a secondary? Is it primarily the bow, or how's that work? Wow, just clearing out the treasure fast. Unique text here. Sharia, giving villagers and Coureur de Bois extra... increasing the build limits of those units. Alright, not bad. Pilgrimage. Provides one fatting goat for every 2 minutes of game time, up to 30 minutes. Fasting. Implementation of daily fasting decreases villager HP, but increases all gather rates. Okay, so I'd say all three of these techs are pretty good for a late game situation. You know, maybe not fasting, but even that would be, useful for... You might want to wait till your base is walled up before you decide to go down that road. Let's see what we have here. Let's look at the decks here. Everlong, again, in the red. These two fighting each other here. Okay, I don't quite understand the play there. You're sort of giving Japan the bonus. All right, let's see. We've got a consulate. No, T-export. Yeah, shipping one consulate rickshaw and 100 export. So that is on the way. That's already arrived for China. And it looks like the French are the alliance that have been picked here, giving access to grenadiers, it looks like. Grenadiers, cuirassiers, horse artillery. Okay, I'll have to keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, let me look at the rest of the deck here. We've got Chukonu, Kyang Pikemen, Steppe Riders. Okay, so we have some military options here in the Second Age. Steppe Riders do more damage against vills and buildings. Ooh. Standard army hit points. Okay. Nice. In the Third Age here. Chukunu and Arquebusier do extra damage to light cavalry, shock infantry, and heavy infantry. All right, thanks to this card, I'm going to guess that we're going to see primarily light infantry and maybe some kind of dragoon play like Cav Archer. That'll be the main composition for Everlong. We'll see. We do see some Steppe Rider cards. Steppe Riders, Keshiks. Maybe he goes Steppe Riders and Chukonu. That would be interesting. Meteor Hammer. Interesting. Hand Mortars, okay. Or maybe he's going to go primarily Consulate. He does have several Consulate cards. Age 4, Old Dynasty Reforms. Marinelord already up to the next age. So speed is important. Okay, I see a lot of unit buffs, a mix of shipments, not a lot in the way of resources. So I wonder whether that means he wants to play in Age 2, or maybe he's fast fortressing into Age 3 and he's going to try to win the game in Age 3. I don't know. We're going to find out. Meanwhile, all right, what do we have here? We have, okay. I'm guessing that one of the villager cards has been sent already. Shrines are cheaper and the resource rates are increased. That's nice. Yumi Archer attack. Okay, I see a lot of, Musketeer, Archer cards. This deck is interesting. I don't see a lot that's giving away what the particular strategy is. Daimyo Motodara. Flaming Arrows, Inyo Rush, Yabusame Archer. I can't see anything. Okay, the Close Combat card. We're probably going to see Heavy Infantry. A big focus on Ashigaru Musketeer from Marinelord. Which feels like it makes sense to me. Yumi Archer. Okay. Definitely an infantry focus for Japan. For China, kind of a mix of infantry bonuses and cards, but then also some different cavalry options between the Step Riders and Step Rider bonuses. Let's take a look. Both players round about the same amount of vills, 21, 22 vills each. Musketeers out already for the Japanese. Yeah, I'm really surprised that we're not seeing devastating early game rushes from one of the players against the other. I wonder if it's because at this level they respect each other's skill as high-level players so much that they figure, I can't pull off a rush too quickly because the micro of my opponent will be enough to knock it down, keep it from doing anything. So better to build up. But even as I say that, Chukonu starting to take the middle of the map versus Musketeer. Now, the Chukonu light infantry, they should win this fight. Oh. Interesting. Both players fire, back up, and then Everlong realizes, wait a minute, I could have won that. Come back here, please. But Marinelord does not want to have anything to do with it. Unfortunately, the Step Riders can close the gap here. Oh, no. Now, this is what's interesting. The Musketeers will do bonus damage against the Step Riders in melee range. So he doesn't actually want to fight with the Step Riders, but if the Riders get a hit off, they will snare the Musketeers, slowing them down, allowing the Chukonu to catch up. Okay. Japanese Shrine. Going down here. Ooh. This is interesting. So, again, the Chukonu have the counter stats, but from a sheer numbers point of view, I think Marinelord is winning this fight. At least he's successfully repelling this early attack. The Shrine stays up. And the Step Riders, they're in a tough spot. You can't take that melee fight. No. Okay, here we go. The Naginata Riders have moved a little far away from the Musketeer. And now the momentum is on Everlong's side. Oh, these Musketeer wolves, they go down. They absolutely go down. Right? Yeah. Yeah, they get melted here. Both players doing a very good job of keeping their economy flowing even as they fight. A pretty intense back and forth there. Now, the fact that neither player has jumped on the native camps does not surprise me. I wouldn't consider that typically a priority in a typical AOE3 match. But what does surprise me is neither player is vying to capture a trading post site. I suppose that when these battles are so important and waged so aggressively so early on, you need every bit of wood you've got. You see here that China has actually nobody on wood. The Vils are all on food, they're all on gold in order to keep producing these Chukunu Step Lancer combos. And I'm realizing now that probably this is the way it is because of the nature of the War Academy, where the standard army, yep, it ships Chukunu and Step Riders. So that's not typically, like if you're playing a European Civ, you'd want to go, Archer or Skirmisher and Dragoon. That would be the perfect combo. So Cav Archer and Archer. But due to the nature of the Chinese barracks, you're getting a lot of units and you're getting them at a discount, but I suppose it doesn't exactly match up the way you would normally want it to. Everlong is going to try to make it work. Meanwhile, Marinelord shipping in 2 Cherry Orchard rickshaws. I think he's already shipped 1 in, so he's got more coming here. Now, what's interesting about this, and this is part of what makes Japan so fun, is at least early on, the economy is so insular. You're so defensively oriented that, it's going to be very hard for China to come and actually raid this. Konsha Yamabushi. Okay, so the consulate up here for Marinelord for Japan, they've selected Japanese isolation. So we've got some unique units here. Japanese monk armed with a 2-handed club, good against cavalry and buildings. So this is a samurai-like unit, a spearman, pikeman unit, that he's able to put export into instead of precious resources. Both players hitting the Fortress Age at almost the exact same time. That's incredible. So we got a few Naginata. Quite a few Ashigaru Musketeer. Yeah, mostly infantry, just a few cav as support. Marinelord has an evenly split economy, mostly food, a little bit of gold, but then someone would too, so he's accruing resources across the board. And Everlong now doing the same thing. So when we saw earlier how Everlong had nobody on wood, that obviously has changed. 12 Step Riders. 28 Chukunu. And 8 Arquebusiers. Interesting. I'm inclined to think that, again, Everlong should be able to take that. Yeah, that's what I thought. The Arquebusier is a light infantry unit, so doing functionally the same kind of thing as the Chukunu. We do, however, have 17 Qiang pikemen. Is it Cheng? Regardless. If he is on his micro, don't let the Naginatas get on your archers. Good, good. Wow, look at this. Okay. Doing a great job pushing back the riders and allowing the Chukunu to put in work against the Ashigaru. Everlong. I think he's winning this fight. Still 10 pikemen on the field, and that means these Naginata are going to be in trouble. Oh. Yeah. And interesting. Everlong pulling back his units, trying to keep the archers safe. I don't think there are enough Naginata. And look at how he's using the archers to make sure he wipes out the musketeer. If the archers go down, he's taking the musketeer with them. No. Okay, yeah, that has to be a win for China. Absolutely does. Interesting. Ending relations with the French. Now, I'm not sure what you got out of it. There must have been some technologies that were picked up there. Because I did not see anything in the way of, again, sort of units coming in. French units, Grenadier or what have you. British allies coming in now. Meanwhile, going back over to Marinelord. One thing about these pro-level players, they have such an intuitive understanding of the flow of the game. If Marinelord thought this was over, he'd just call GG and go next, right? So he has to have a plan for how to turn this thing around. I'm really excited to see what he thinks he can pull off. And actually, you know, incredibly, he has a score lead. He's down on vills. He's down only 2 vills, but you know, we saw that army get wiped out. How is he coming back with more? Thanks to the Golden Pavilion back here, his units have additional HP. There you go, big fight taking place. Once again, the focus is going to be... Oh, I'm a little concerned about this now. For Everlong, I think the front line is collapsing here. Chokanu doing a great job thinning out the musketeer numbers. Oh, look at that. See, I totally misread the situation. Meteor hammers. Heavy cav that does hand damage from range. Good against archers, skirms, and artillery. Not great against cav, but hey. Interesting. All right. So I was thinking the front line was collapsing for Everlong, but I think it got some reinforcements there. Changdao Swordsman. That'd be really helpful against Naginata, but he's already doing a good job of dealing with the Naginata. Oh, this could be devastating. I keep thinking Everlong might be caught out. He might be moving his vulnerable units too far forward. Just in time. The Changdao arrived. The Naginata are ready. The Flying Crow putting in artillery pressure. And the Musketeer, of course, they do bonus damage against cavalry from melee range. Otherwise, they're good jack-of-all-trades units. And clearly the numbers are enough for Marinelord to push back that assault. And now the momentum is with Japan. Unbelievable. You know, I was wondering in that last fight if maybe the archer numbers had been thinned out, where they were not going to be quite as effective as they were. And sure enough, I think we see the Chinese position collapsing here. He's trying to retreat. We've got to preserve the units we have and build those numbers back up. Redcoats coming in for the Chinese. That's going to be nice. Let's compare the Redcoat to the Naginata. So the Ashigaru Musketeer. Okay, so 225 max HP, 30 damage versus... Where are you? 206 HP, 29. So the Ashigaru Musketeers, I believe it's precisely because of the Golden Pavilion. The Ashigaru Musketeers are a little bit stronger than the Redcoats right now. This is just incredible to me how we see this back and forth, back and forth. Why are you getting into melee range there? Okay, the Musketeers moving forward. This is wild. Pay attention to the economy here. Marinelord is up 4 villagers on Everlong. Japan does have a little bit of an advantage on the economic front, not to mention the shrines, bringing in additional resources. I just don't like how vulnerable these skirmisher units are to the Naginata Riders. Oh, that's a beautiful flank. That might be GG right there. I mean, that's just a complete wipe of that. Yep. Wow. What a showcase of micro skill, of the ability to keep units alive back and forth and back and forth. And the perfect flank there at the end. Just did not have... Look at that. The Changdao on their way. Had they arrived, 5 seconds sooner, would that have been enough? Probably not. We've only got 3 swordsmen versus however many Naginata? 8? Yeah. Probably not. Well played, Marinelord. That was really good. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, leave a like. Let me know in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy what we put out here at Iron Kaiser Gaming. For now, this is yours truly, the Iron Kaiser, signing off.